Hi, I'm Nora Whittington with the Immigration Partnership of Waterloo Region. Our immigration partnership is one of approximately 80 across Canada. The goal of an immigration partnership is to ensure the successful integration of immigrants and refugees in Waterloo Region. Our goal is to look at housing, healthcare, English language, employment, and the true sense of belonging that we hope immigrants and refugees will have in our community. Our goal is to ensure that we can connect employers to immigrant and refugee talent in our region. And we partner with the Cambridge Chamber of Commerce to ensure that we can reach employers and share our message and be an ambassador for our community. We are really pleased to be able to support the Cambridge Chamber of Commerce on various initiatives, including these webinars. So welcome today.
Good day, everyone. My name is Liz Goss, and I'm one of the Disability Awareness Trainers with the Ontario Corporate Training Centre, OCTC, a new initiative committed to transforming workplaces through disability inclusive hiring across the province of Ontario. I have experience teaching adults for more than 10 years, including collaborating with Employment Ontario programs to develop curriculum for our warehouse, skilled trades, and healthcare. Working with people who have a disability, I understand the positive benefits of providing an inclusive work environment. In the spirit of truth and reconciliation, the Ontario Corporate Training Centre acknowledges that we are gathered today on the customary and traditional lands of First Nation, Inuit, and Métis people of Turtle Island. We invite you to make your own personal acknowledgement during a quiet moment of reflection at some point throughout your day. You can learn more about the land you live on at native-land.ca. Tiana, Agnes, and I are disability awareness trainers. The Disability Awareness Trainer role has expertise in training and consulting for business and disability service sector, with a focus on disability inclusive hiring. We are responsible for developing online training modules for businesses and working with business owners and operators to include people who have a disability in their hiring and recruitment process. One of the ways we do this is by fostering relationships between businesses and local employment service providers so that they can access the disability talent pool and much more. The Disability Awareness Trainers are supported by Parna, our Marketing and Communications Coordinator, Lila, our Administrative Coordinator, Raisa, Accounting and Financial Assistant, and Amy, our Director of Corporate Engagement and Training. The Ontario Corporate Training Centre, OCTC, is a province-wide project aimed to provide research-informed training, resources, and services to businesses across Ontario. We are supported by the Ontario Disability Employment Network, ODIN, and funded by the Government of Canada. This project will foster strength-based collaborations and transform the employment landscape for people who have a disability. Together, we envision an inclusive and accessible Ontario where every person, regardless of their abilities, has equal access to meaningful employment opportunities. For those that may not know, ODIN is a network of employment service providers united to increase the employment opportunities for people who have a disability. Employment service providers are agencies that specialize in connecting a pool of qualified job seekers to meaningful employment. In today's labor market, according to the latest Workforce Ontario study, 68% of businesses say that their sector is currently facing a labor shortage. Additionally, the Conference Board of Canada predicts a 2 million worker shortfall by 2031. There are a number of factors that may be contributing to this. Some of this includes the shortage of skilled workers, making it harder for businesses to find and hire qualified talent. Ontario's labor force is experiencing demographic shifts, with an aging workforce and a mass exit of individuals in their 20s and 30s leaving the province. Businesses must adapt to this changing workforce, recognizing the diverse needs and skills of various generations. Economic uncertainties, such as unexpected affordability crisis, which may be driven by factors such as the rising cost of living, poverty, and housing, which can impact job seekers' physical and mental health. These economic uncertainties can disrupt hiring plans and employee retention, resulting in even a more volatile labor market. Businesses need strategies to navigate these uncertainties while ensuring stability and growth. Increased globalization and rapid technological advancement have transformed industries, job requirements, and the way that job seekers are seeking new opportunities. Businesses must stay ahead by addressing global competition and preparing workers for evolving job roles. Now we are going to share a slide from our online modules. People who have a disability, the facts. There are 5 facts shown on the screen. Disability inclusive hiring is one of the solutions to the labor market shortage many businesses are experiencing. More than 1 in 4 Canadians over the age of 15 identifies having a disability. About 850,000 Canadians who have a disability are unemployed despite being able and ready to work. It is our mission to educate and empower businesses across Ontario with the tools, knowledge, resources, and confidence needed to embrace disability inclusive hiring. This will help break down barriers to job seekers who have a disability when trying to enter the workforce. Through this, we will create a cultural shift that fosters career advancement and position businesses as employers of choice in the disability community. By collaborating with businesses like you, we envision an inclusive and accessible Ontario where every person, regardless of their abilities, has equal access to meaningful employment opportunities. I would like to give you a moment to reflect on the question: what do you think the 2 greatest barriers experienced by people who have a disability with accessing the workforce are? We do know that they are based on myths regarding disability inclusive hiring, including but not limited to underestimating the capabilities of people who have a disability or overestimating accommodations required, and employers' fear of the unknown. Now that we've discussed disability in Canada and uncovered the largest barriers to employment for people who have a disability with accessing the workforce, let's go over some information on disability in the workplace. A survey by the Valuable 500 found only 3% of leaders openly discuss their disability or primary caregiving role in their organization. The same study found that 46% of employers in Canada do not report on the number of employees who have a disability. According to the 2023 Ontario Economic Report, only 44% of organizations have a DEI strategy in place that prioritizes accessibility. This is known as IDEA: inclusion, diversity, equity, and accessibility. Particular sectors, warehousing, manufacturing, and construction reported lowest tier. That same 2023 report identified that while 78% of employers agreed that mental health was important to their organization's success, only 37% of employers had a formal strategy to support employees' mental health. We encourage you at this time to reflect on your own personal experience of disability in your workplace. Have you or any of your colleagues openly discussed disability? Does your organization have reporting on people who have a disability and accommodations in place? Do you have a DEI strategy that includes disability and mental health? We here at OCTC like to view disability inclusion as a journey. While compliance is a part of accessibility, fostering a truly inclusive workforce is an evolution of steps over time. To get started on your journey, here are some items to consider depending on which challenge your business is experiencing. Build your knowledge by learning about the myths and misconceptions around disability. As noted earlier, these are a major contributing factor in reasons why disability often isn't included in the business conversation about DEI. If you don't have a lot of experience with disability, consult with external DEI professionals who can help you raise your disability confidence level and take the first steps on the disability inclusive hiring journey. Dare Foods connected with the Ontario Disability Employment Network, ODIN, when they wanted to return work that was being outsourced back into their distribution centre in Cambridge, Ontario. However, they couldn't meet their labour shortage and viewed this as an opportunity to build disability inclusive hiring into their workforce. Odin provided disability awareness and confidence training. They then hired 10 new employees who had a disability. If finding and accessing qualified candidates for your roles from the disability talent pool is a challenge, or you find yourself saying, well, we just didn't have anyone who identified as having a disability apply, building a recruitment relationship with a local employment service provider can be a great place to start. Putting out a posting on LinkedIn or Indeed and hoping the right people will come to you isn't enough. Working with an employment service provider can help you tap into the disability talent pool and connect you to candidates you're looking for. For example, Onward Manufacturing Company, located in Waterloo, Ontario, leaned into their partnership with KW Career Compass when they saw a sudden demand for their products and needed to hire more employees. They hired 6 people who had a disability to join and grow with their team through their relationship with a local employment service provider.
Another way, if you're struggling, is to find and retain the right talent, is auditing your job postings for inclusivity. Beyond including an accommodation statement, there are a number of ways you can ensure your postings do not pose an invisible barrier that can be deterring people who have a disability from applying. If you need support with exploring those 3 tactics and more to transform your workplace into a disability inclusive environment, there are a variety of ways OCTC can help. OCTC offers sector and role specific e-learning modules to increase your business's disability awareness and confidence. We'll go over those more shortly. There are a variety of ways OCTC can support you through our enhanced services, depending on your business's needs and stage within the disability inclusion journey. These include services like inclusive job posting audits, interview coaching, and more. These services are available to businesses looking to continue on their journey after completing the learning modules. Businesses that qualify to partake in the enhanced services will also gain access to a resource library of curated materials and toolkits for specific equity deserving groups, included but not limited to 2S LGBTQIA+, Indigenous, women, youth, and other equity deserving populations. Partaking in the learning modules and the services, should you choose, are a great way to publicly demonstrate your commitment to disability inclusion and position yourself as an employer of choice. For these, there are co-branding opportunities and a logo that can be added to your website and to ours upon consultation. This also includes participating in Light It Up for NDEAM on the 3rd Thursday of October, where cities, monuments, and businesses light up in purple in recognition of National Disability Employment Awareness Month. As mentioned earlier in our overview, the Ontario Corporate Training Centre is a province-wide project running from 2023 until 2026, supported by the Ontario Disability Employment Network and funded by the Government of Canada. The aim of OCTC is to provide research-driven learning, services, and resources to businesses in manufacturing, skilled trades, hospitality and tourism, and healthcare across Ontario to increase disability inclusion. When we say skilled trades, this includes over 144 trades across construction, industrial, motive power, and services. At the core of OCTC is our data-driven approach to developing and delivering the right learning and supports to businesses, and measuring the impact over time against disability inclusion targets, included but not limited to increasing the number of hires who identify as having a disability. There is no cost for businesses to partake in the project should they qualify. However, all businesses must fall within the 4 sectors and commit to the term of the project by providing ongoing reporting. For businesses outside of the scope of OCTC's focus sectors, the Ontario Disability Employment Network, ODIN, is a province-wide organization that brings together businesses and employment service providers to increase employment opportunities for job seekers who have a disability. Businesses ODIN has worked with also include the CNE, Chorus, and Michaels. For more information, please visit odinnetwork.com. The Ontario Corporate Training Centre offers 5 online self-directed learning modules designed to increase capacity at all levels of business. These learning modules are 20 to 30 minutes in length per person with tangible outcomes, including general learning, coworkers and staff teams, managers and supervisors, human resources, and executive leadership. Content and materials will educate employees and employers on disability awareness, inclusion, and accessibility promising practices. These resources promote confidence, understanding, and strategies for creating an inclusive workplace. Here is our menu of enhanced services for businesses. Each service is tailored to meet the individual employer's needs and suit where they are at in their journey to disability inclusion. Recruitment planning involves supporting the development of a strategic recruitment plan that includes strategies for attracting and hiring people who have a disability. Online or traditional hiring portal assessments assesses a business's online or traditional hiring portals with recommendations for enhancing inclusive practices. Jobsability Access. Jobsability is an AI-driven virtual platform that connects job seekers who have a disability to employers. Employers can post jobs and search potential candidates that have met their hiring needs. This service has limited spots available, which is assessed on a case-by-case basis. Organizational and/or human resource policies and procedures assessments. This service involves an evaluation of a business's policies and procedures with tailored recommendations for disability inclusion. Job postings and job descriptions are assessed with recommendations to increase accessibility and attract a diverse pool of candidates, including those who have a disability. Resource library access to a curated library of resources and toolkits for businesses, including equity, deserving populations, and special topic areas. Relationship building with local employment service providers includes introductions to the employment service provider with pools of qualified candidates who have a disability that are relevant to the hiring needs of the employer. Relationship coordination and management with local employment service providers involves ongoing support and coordination to ensure effective collaboration between businesses and employment service providers. Inclusive interviews provide businesses with coaching and training on conducting inclusive interviews that consider the unique needs and skills of candidates who have a disability. This service helps employers create a welcoming, accommodating, and inclusive interview process. Should your business be interested in learning more about how OCTC can support you on your disability inclusion journey, here are the steps to collaboration. Complete our business survey, available online at surveymonkey.com/r/OCTC business survey. This data greatly informs our service offerings and resource library. Connect with us and discover your options for working with OCTC and answer any questions you may have. After completing the initial meeting with one of our disability awareness trainers, they will send a proposed path for collaboration based on your needs that you have shared and applicable next steps. Depending on your role and needs, further meetings can be booked with your executive leadership teams to discuss further. Commit. This is the last step. Once you and one of our disability awareness trainers have aligned on the next steps for working with OCTC, you'll be provided a document that outlines the proposed engagement to get started. Thank you so much for your time today, and thank you to the Cambridge Chamber of Commerce for inviting us to do this series. You can keep in touch with the Ontario Corporate Training Centre on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. You can visit our website at ontariotrainingcentre.com. You can also reach me personally, Liz Goss, at lgoss@odinetwork.com. We look forward to supporting you on your journey to disability inclusion.